So I thought I should make a follow-up to the last video, considering that wasn't, I guess, my best script ever, and especially considering the arguments in the comments section. So I'm just gonna go over some specific points people brought up in the comments from last video. And for those who haven't watched the last video, basically I don't want specials other than snipers to one-shot people, more specifically fusions and shotguns. Why is this, you may ask, and what do I actually hope this will achieve? I believe shotguns and fusions in specific had went through so many different variations, nerfs and changes without ever actually making them balanced in the grand scheme of Destiny 2. Always being far too good and too easy anti-close range for what they are. And currently we are at a point where these weapons are the most powerful and broken they have ever been, due to a mix of base statistics, part selection, special ammo economy, general playstyle, and kits. Hell, even at a base level, shotguns are currently as good as they were in Forsaken, which I believe is what's commonly considered the peak of their capabilities, considering they were still basically balanced like heavy weapons over time. And now, whilst being on par with Forsaken at base, we have perks that let them pull out quicker than you could with quick draw back in the day, with maximum stats, and 8-meter one-shots that are easier and more consistent than ever due to the excess of aim assist and set spread patterns. So, with this change, I hope to stop people from just brain-dead aping with shotguns and being able to end any close-range fight instantaneously, therefore allowing people to fight in closer ranges without the danger of being killed immediately for daring to play in a distance that is in literally the back of the map. I don't think making specials not one-shot alone fixes that problem, obviously. We still need nerfs to abilities, especially to allow for close-range combat again. But I do feel it will make a massive dent into the problem without killing the weapon type as some people think it would do based on the comments from last video. My proposal was that shotguns deal around 170 to 190 damage, whilst fusions deal 190 to 210 damage, which would let you do so many things to end up securing a kill. You could special melee, you could special powered melee, which would make it significantly more consistent. You can put in chip damage beforehand, you can put in chip damage afterwards. In fusions, you would literally need a auto rifle body shot or two to get a kill, and running hand cannon and shotgun, you would literally just need to put a body shot in against most players. And that's not even mentioning damage buffs. With Radiant or Weaken, you can make what I imagine would be most fusions under this change. One shot again, just with a little more effort. I don't really get why people think it would be useless. Even not getting a kill, dealing 3/4 of a player's health is more than enough, I feel. Glaive projectiles deal barely half health to just barely under 3/4 of a player's health, and that's enough to deal with people most of the time. If you haven't used a glaive, I'd really recommend using one, as I almost feel they should be really the standard for special weapons, since they have so much counterplay that isn't just don't push them or throw a grenade at them or something. And yet still, I see people acting like glaives are really bad when they're really not. I actually play my best on Arc Hunter with a glaive currently, and it's super fun. And it basically proves to me you don't need specials one-shotting for them to be viable whatsoever. So that's my reasoning for why and what I actually hope to achieve with this. So that hopefully addresses a main bulk of the people. The next argument I kept seeing is the special meter and how that's what's basically needed to solve the problem of special weapons. It really doesn't fix the problem. It definitely helps. There is less fusions and shotguns running around the place than in the 1-1-1 system, which, thank god, is being changed back to the special meter. But it's definitely not the fix. It is not the all-holy god that will save PvP, it is simply a mitigation of the problem, which Bungie keep doing with basically everything and not actually fixing anything when it comes to sandbox problems. Just look at abilities, for example, and how many times they've nerfed cooldowns instead of just nerfing scatter grenade damage, making it so knockout can't give radiant and diamond lances from prismatic launch, making lightning surge not deal as much damage or making it slower, making swarm grenades not deal all your health on the lowest cooldown type, with the best tracking ever force off or scorching like wild for some godforsaken reason. There's also smoke bombs pinging your radar whilst punishing the player for shooting them with a blinding smoke cloud where if you dare touch it, it does a better job than stasis and arc at completely blinding and slowing the player, whilst weakening and damaging them over time. So I really don't care that, I'm getting shotgunned or fusioned 13.2% of the time compared to 14.9% of the time. Stats taken from the July 25th TWAB last year, by the way. I'm still getting punished for daring to even think of playing close-range aggressive gameplay by some guy who decided to press switch weapon of fire because the fight wasn't going their way. And then there is fusion rifles, which I wanted to talk about in their own section, because fusion rifles are the definition of too easy to use and far too effective for what they are, and I saw people saying they were completely fine for some reason. With fusion rifles, you barely need to track your target for a kill. They kill up to SMG ranges because whilst SMGs reach up to and over 20 meters, most of the time fights take place in the 14 to 20 meter range if you're trying to be any semblance of aggressive, and fusion rifles most certainly kill at those ranges. They have a ton of perks that make them even easier to kill with. Pre-charging exists, and they charge way too quickly for what they do, and deal a half of a super's health most of the time, if not outright killing them in the case of most of Hunter's one-shot supers. And it almost feels like they'd never actually bothered to balance them properly. Hell, the one time they did something big all the way back in Lost, they ended up making them even more of the best weapon type in the game. Exaggerating for those who can't tell. For 2 seasons until they actually did something about it. They're such an oppressive weapon in the right hands, and I really think people have just completely forgotten that for some reason. So yeah, I hope I got a bit more of the point across this time. I'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Like, comment, sub if you enjoyed the usual stuff, and adios.